0 to 60 car videos here. Today we have a 2014 Chevy Equinox that I'm just simply changing the oil on. One of the most important things on this car is that it has a drop-in oil filter, meaning it's not a can style, and that you have to have a special tool. This particular tool here, let me get it turned around. It's just basically a shallow 32 millimeter socket. So you can use just a deep well 32 millimeter if that's what you have handy, but the shallow is a little bit better because there's not a whole lot of room down there. And then I have it on, this is my dedicated oil change socket wrench for this particular vehicle because it has a locking position and you can angle it. So I can have it locked like this, that way I can actually get in there and get it out. So that's my biggest tip for changing the oil on this particular car. Once you get it on there and broken loose, as you can see, there's not very much room to turn here. So I just give it a couple turns once it's loose, and then I can just start turning it by hand. All right, so now that I've got this loosened, this is the filter. It doesn't look great, but I've definitely seen them worse, so it's pretty easy to get this changed. I'm just gonna set it right here with the latch. And then this pulls straight off. So, and then this is ready to come off. And then we have the replacement here. This particular one, I'm just using a K&N because there was a deal on them. You can definitely get cheaper ones. But this pops straight back on in here and you'll just hear it click. And it comes with a new O-ring. That O-ring is right here. So you can pull that off. Sometimes you might have to get a screwdriver in there and pop it sideways to get it to come off. And then that new O-ring just falls right down, and then make sure you pull it all the way down past the threads and get it in place. So I ended up getting a pair of scissors. There's a little notch right here. And I was able to get a little pair of scissors in there and snip that ring. That way, it might be easier if you're trying to use a screwdriver. And then I'm just gonna toss this trash real quick. And then I'll just get my new O-ring. And slide it down. You can tell it's in the same spot because you got that groove there where we popped the other one off. And I just rotate the whole thing around, make sure it's in that groove all the way around. And it's ready to be screwed back in. I would always take a look, make sure there ain't any debris or anything like that whenever you're getting ready to drop it down in there, because it is hard to see. I've got it screwed in hand tight. So I'm going to go ahead and get my 32 millimeter shallow down here. Try to get it sated. And then it's kind of a slow process because there ain't a whole lot of room to get this thing to turn. But I just get it to where it's nice and tight. You can't really see it on video, but right down there where it meets the block, you can tell that there's a gap in between the plastic cap that screws in, that I'm screwing in, and the actual metal. So I'm going to make sure that there is no gap there. That way it's nice and sealed. All right, so there's no more gap, so I'll probably go about another quarter turn and we'll be done. Drain the oil. We got 15 millimeter on here. I already had to put some leverage on it before I started the video to get broken loose. But then we just take this 15 millimeter, bolt out, and then we can let that drain and get some oil. And of course I have my oil pan down here collecting all the used oil. Alright, so we've let it drain for about 20 minutes. It's just dripping still, so we're going to go ahead and reinstall the drain plug. I'm going to snug it up about a quarter past hand tight with the socket wrench, same 15 mil, and then we'll be ready to put some oil in it. The drain plug's back in, oil filter's changed. It's ready. We're ready to put the oil in here. As the cap says right on it, it's 5W30. I use full synthetic in all my vehicles. I really like Royal Purple, and I really like AMSOIL. They done a lot of research, and they seem to have like the best performance. And I drive a lot on the highway for my work. Yeah, I put a lot of miles on my vehicles, so I want to make sure that the engine is happy. So it's 5-quart capacity, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump all 5 quarts, and I'm going to check the oil on the dipstick and make sure we're good. Particular engines, they require Dexos. I don't know exactly what all that entails, but it's something specific to these Chevrolet engines that you have to have Dexos. So no matter what you choose, if you don't want to spend as much money, just make sure that it's Dexos approved. Always dump the used oil out of the drain pan back into my empty container, and I just take it back to my local O'Reilly's. They'll recycle it for free. So here's how you reset the notice to change oil soon. Now that we've got fresh oil in here, we're going to come over here to the menu, and we're going to go to the oil life. It says remaining 0%. We're going to hold down that set clear button and then hit set again on yes. Changes it to 100%.